Good morning. I'm Austin Garcia. Beside me I have Owen Forrest, Marisa Robbins is over there, and Jan Gate is right beside me. And together we are Pure Play. Let me tell you a story about Ali Shaw, a Barrington High School athlete. Ali Shaw strives in football because of his bulky body, right? But when the wrestling season comes around, he needs to transform his body to a more lean diet. So he tries that, but he doesn't know where to start. He doesn't have any options. He doesn't know where to begin. So that's where we come in. And it's just not to Ali Shaw that has this problem, to transform his body from different diets. It's 90% of athletes have poor dietary habits and nutritional intake. They don't know how to maintain diets or switch diets like Ali Shaw. And this is from Sports Med Res that did research on 94 college athletes. And so what does Pure Play offer? So Pure Play offers people like Ali Shaw this benefit. So Pure Play is a website that that caters to athletes, right? Like Ali Shaw, that uses
It's okay. Okay.
that. Can you go? Do it.
So we provide athletes with recipes tailored to their preferences, allergens, and nutritional goals.
So I got it. All right. So for instance, this is how our website would work. So let's say for instance, you land on our page and you have these filters, right? You have these filters. You can choose diets, the time it takes to cook it. And let's say for instance, I want protein packed mac and cheese with grilled chicken. I would click on that and it would pop up, right? It would give me all the list of ingredients, and this is a little bit of ingredients. So it's not going to take you 2 hours like a gourmet meal or something. These are simple recipes to cook. And
So we plan to target parents of high school athletes and high school athletes themselves, as well as any gym goers and health conscious people. So we're in the sports and active nutrition market, which has a TAM of $31 billion. And based off that, we got 8 million high school and college athletes in the United States to get us a SAM of $1.9 billion. We plan to serve 1,200 customers in year one with a $61,000 revenue stream and a 1% market share. Some competitors we have are direct, which is PlateJoy, and our indirect competitor is MyFitnessPal. Now we get into marketing. So for our main marketing, we use Instagram, which is free, and in the past week, we have published several Instagram Reels, which has generated us over 20,000 views and hundreds of likes. And our paid will be business cards to target an older market and place them in local places like gyms and restaurants.
So now into our financials. So we use a website and it's a direct channel. Some benefits to that is that it's cheap, it's very customizable, and we can adjust things on the fly. And it has global access, so anybody with the internet can access the website. So our prices per unit is $12 a month without a long contract. So that would be $12 a month. And for $5 a month, you would be with us for 6 months. So you prepay, so 5 times 6, that would be $40. So they'll pay $40, oh, $30, my bad. $30 instead of the $12 a month, which would be $60 if they paid normally. So we only have a 2.75% cost of goods sold, and which basically is credit card fees. So for our $15 credit card fee, it is 38 cents, and for our 6-month model, it is 35 cents. And our gross profit would be 93% for that 6-month contract, and 96.8% for our regular. And for year one, we are looking towards generating a revenue of $51,000 with a net income of around $24,000. And from there on, it's expected to double as we have more resources to capture more people into our business. And by year 5, we're looking into a revenue of $1 million with a net income of roughly $340,000.
All right, so for our MVP, we did a concierge type testing, and we have also developed a landing page. For our MVP, we tested 3 parts of our business model, that being the customer segments, the unique value proposition, and our revenue streams. For our concierge type testing, we took 5 beta testers from Barrington High School and we made a survey and gave it to them. This survey consisted of questions which included their height, their weight, their goals, and other dietary preferences. After they took the survey, we sent them 3 recipes each day for a week. And after that week, we got their feedback on how the testing went. This here is our landing page, which our beta testers were directed to after their week testing. This is where they would sign up for our subscription. And for our results, we had 286 out of 500 landing page views. We had 2 out of 5 subscriptions purchased, and we had 10 out of 10 follow-up surveys filled. For our feedback, 6 out of 10 athletes used all of the recipes provided, and 8 out of 10 were satisfied with the recipes. For the pricing, the testers said that $15 a month was too expensive for them, and for the experience level for the younger athletes, they cannot cook their own food, and they do not have enough time to. And also, they don't have the money to purchase all of the recipes or the ingredients in the recipes. And 2 out of 10 athletes were unsatisfied with the recipe details. And for our changes made, we had changed our monthly subscription from $15 a month to $12, and we've also introduced a $5 a month subscription, which offers less recipes. And we also added a $10 a month for a $10 a month option for a 6-month contract. And we shifted our focus to parents who are willing to cook for their kids, so parents of athletes, and they have the necessary knowledge to cook those recipes. And we also lowered the average meal costs, and we enhanced dietary preference. We enhanced the dietary preference specifically for the athlete beta testers to improve recipe satisfaction.
So we found that our post-money valuation was $200,000. And so for the cost that, what we're asking for today, 444 is an cumulative loss, 2,000 is for a liquidity cushion. We feel like this price is unjustified because, AI, because we're going to use AI to generate these recipes, and AI can cost and fluctuate with development. And for our startup costs, we have just legal fees like LLC and our trademarks for our logo and our company name. We also have a monthly subscription for our website platform that we're going to build our website on using Squarespace, which is $52 a month. And a majority of our cost is going to come from our website developer that we're going to get from Fiverr. Obviously, we talked to them, and they gave us a rough estimate of $4,000. And lastly, we're going to do some initial marketing of $200 of that goes into Instagram ads. We felt like just what Owen said, Instagram is very popular and it will boost our following. And $50 will be used with cards, business cards, and we're going to post these around gyms in the local areas and maybe expand more into other areas. So this in total will give us, we're trying to ask for $7,200 for 5% ownership of our company. And our RIR is 59%, and our money multiple is 7.1%, or 7.1 times. So we feel very confident that our company is just going to grow once we get a stable start. And finally, our exit strategy. We plan in 5 years to sell to our indirect competitor, MyFitnessPal. We feel like even though it's indirect, they can boost how we are following. They can boost our company, and we just feel like they are the appropriate person to sell to. So join us and feel greatness one athlete at a time.
How do you come up with recipes? I mean, how do you consult a nutritionist or?
We use AI. So that's
AI tells you, what's protein and what's the recommended.
Yeah. So we take so we use the beta testers, and we took the survey that they filled out and we put it into ChatGPT. But when we develop our own website, we'll integrate our own AI into it, which is why it costs so much. And
So
then-
basically, when we integrate our own AI into our website, it's an automated process, because right now we do everything manually. But the AI has current data, like ChatGPT-4 has all current data about like stuff on the internet, so it has reliable sources. Right?
Did I see a picture of a guy eating a steak with his hands in that presentation?
What?
I think there was a guy eating a steak with his hands.
Oh.
Like science?
As long as it wasn't used intentionally.
I do remember the steak in the photo. That looks quite good. Chris, you're right, no ketchup.
Can you guys talk about how you differentiate from at least the two competitors you mentioned?
So basically, how we differentiate is convenience. MyFitnessPal, you need to look up your own recipe and put in your own goals, but with us, that's an automatic process.
And what about the pure, the other one? Pure athlete?
It's pretty much the same thing, it's just convenience. Like, they take a longer amount of time to get this.
So those competitors don't actually provide recipes? You'd have to put
They
in
do,
your
but you
own.
need so for MyFitnessPal, you need to put in your own information, and then you basically have to look up your own recipe and what you want, and what we do is we provide that for you.
Oh, I see.
Did you have a sample of this is what the user would be offered in terms of, did I miss that? In terms of how you create your own profile so
Oh.
that the right recipes are being fed to you?
So right now, we use Shopify, and it has this limitation.
Okay.
But for the recipes, when they click the recipe tab, it pops up this. And they have a select options, and they have filters here, like if they want lunch, an appetizer, dinner, and it says the cook times and the diet time.
Okay, I get that part. During your MVP though, you didn't get
Yeah,
that far?
we use a Google form, so basically they fill out the survey and provide us with their information.
What I heard was that in the MVP, you were going after student athletes and then realized that they weren't in a position to pay what you were asking for. And then the conclusion was that you were going to pivot to, marketing targeting parents. How far along did you get in interviewing parents and kind of repositioning the pitch?
Oh yeah, so basically we talked and like surveyed parents, and most of them would say like, yeah, they purchase it for their kids, but we still need to do more research like directed towards them.
How many parents did you speak with?
About like 5.
I applaud the pivots you made. And one of the charts said 4 of them. So in terms of who's the actual purchaser versus the user, that makes a lot of sense. If you guys are in it to win it and do want this to work, keep going down that path so that you're getting intel from more than just 5 parents. Because as a mom, when my 3 boys were here and all in athletics at the same time, could not keep enough food in the house, much less the right food for all that they were doing. So I'm with you that the need is real, and I would suggest an app called Easy Meals. It's an app that was created by a student at District 214, and he uses AI, and perhaps with your concept as a partner, he's already got that loaded. But what you are creating is a niche within the people who cook their own meals and are providing something that is not really broad, but perhaps very necessary to the people who are short on time, but are going to have high needs for good, nutritious food.
I'm not supposed to give you guys ideas, but I can tell you about an app that I loved years ago. And all it was you would put in the ingredients that are currently in your house, and then it would say, you can make this, 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 and
Yeah.
this, right? Think about ways to differentiate from that app, from your competition, to provide more value. You'll have less balking at the price when you're especially with the parents too, right? You're having them foot the bill, and then a lot of cases having them cook the meal as well, right? So if they're the ones paying for it, they're going to want to do less work. So think about how you can add features that make it more seamless, easier for them.
Yeah.
That app I was telling you about, it's awesome. It was really big, I forgot the name. But it might be a feature now that's like
Yeah.
more standard, but, right? Now you can put in all your ingredients, and then you have the filtered list being like, hey, you got 90% everything in-house for this. All you need is whatever, paprika, I don't know.
Easy meal. It's free.
To follow on that, like another road that you have an opportunity here is like, you've got some initial personalization with the survey, which is great and all that kind of stuff, but collecting any kind of feedback that you get on every dish and all that kind of, this could be ultra personalized, right? So basically, you need a database per account and you're building up the prompt over time. Okay, additional things for this particular person doesn't like tomatoes. Like you can build up that database and build a more sophisticated prompt to actually put in per person over time, and that will feel like ultra personalized.
Did you have anyone saying, sign me up for this? Two. Okay.
So we, with our first 5 beta testers, they were the high school athletes themselves, but we found that they wouldn't purchase it, so we kind of switched to the parents. So we asked the parents to recommend their kids to this. They did, so the kids got their information filled out by us, or they filled their information for us, and the parents are the ones that cook them, so we kind of went towards Aftergone, obviously.
Okay.
And that's where it worked.
Another note, so you go to $6 a month when you're paying for 6 months, was that right? Yeah. And standard is 12 a month? Yeah. So you're cutting the price in half when they sign up for just 6 months, right? As a buyer, you can have buyers that look at that and say, wow, that's a big discount, right? And I know as a buyer, your guys' costs are the same, basically, for those two. So I kind of get the impression you might be gouging me on the month to month. It might be kind of like, usually when you see the subscribe, it's usually for a year. 6 months, I think I think you can get them on the hook for longer. And I don't think you have to drop it to 6. I think 33%, $8, 12 months, like that. Investors will want to see you making more for a longer and having a longer duration for your signups. And then I think your buyers will be like, yeah, that's a normal discount for me to commit, rather than, wow, half the price for 6 months. Make it a little bit more in line with kind of the subscription models that are out there. I'd say.
One more thing is so you identified a market and a target here of high school athletes. Do you think there are opportunities to expand that market over time with this particular offering, and what have you thought about in that direction?
Yeah, so primarily to start, we've been just targeting high school athletes, but as we grow as a company, we target health enthusiasts and gym goers all across the world, just not limited to high school athletes.
And what is it about healthy eating that is specific to athletes even? I think probably a lot of people want to, I've got daughters in college that are learning how to cook and cook their own meals right now and things like that. Thinking about, I don't know, it seems like what you're offering could be even more generally applicable to people that want to eat healthy.
All right, Maria, your last question?
Are you in it to win it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right, good job,
All right,
everybody.
guys, good luck.